Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Bill Allen Angela here. I've been doing some thinking. Not so much the drinking, just thinking. And I've been looking into some shit. Been looking into a lot of shit. And I gotta say, I get what the Democrats are doing. And still are doing in California. The Democrats are trying to act like the mob in the 60s. You see, what they've done to put it in organized crime terms, they have turned the once great city of San Francisco into the world's largest ghetto. And they got everybody high on this shit. Now in the 60s, they called it Doogie. In the 80s, they called it Yayo. In the 90s, it was Smack. I don't know what they're calling it now, but it's heroin. But it's not the pure shit it used to be. Now they're maximizing profits by cutting it with fentanyl, which is really fucked up shit. Thankfully, I've never touched fentanyl. It's about the only drug I never did fucking try. And I'm glad to Christ I never did. But if you look at what San Francisco was, and you look at what it's become, it's almost like they're paving the way. Like they want to pave the way and make us all a third world, this whole country a third world country via drugs. Now, I'm not going to knock the hustle because, hey, that's a good fucking hustle. If you do it right, you get lifetime customers. The problem is these motherfuckers ain't looking for lifetime customers. They looking for that quick money. They don't care who they're hurting in the process. Now, that goes for the fucking dealers on the street. That goes for the fucking crooked cop on the pad that fucking looks the other way when the shit's coming across the border. At me, that's going for everybody involved, from the fucking street dealer all the way up to the fucking kingpin, to the top dude, which usually fucking ends up having ties with fucking organized crime. But like I said, I'm not knocking the hustle, because in theory, it's a sound hustle. But as someone who lived that life, as someone who was with organized crime, to the extent that I could be, to someone who's done a lot of bad shit in life and is now trying to make up for it by doing the right thing, I see a lot of shit that's passed me by that's went the wrong way. Now, I'm a patriot. I love this fucking country. There ain't a damn thing I wouldn't do for this country. I'll lay down my life for this country. I love it that much. And I believe we all have free will. But heroin, meth, other drugs, they take away your free will. And fentanyl makes you have no soul. That is something I cannot abide by. There used to be rules to the game. You let people's family alone, and you dealt with your fucking issue with the person who you had an issue with. Now, sometimes that meant bullets, and sometimes that meant fists, and sometimes that meant baseball bats, chains, knives, whatever. But the time has come that we recognize what the Democrats have been doing and someone speaks out about it. Now, I took my time in doing my research. And unfortunately, this started years and years and years ago. It started with someone I'm very sad to say from my own home state of Texas, LBJ. Under others, it got bad. It got really bad. Under Newsom, because of who his aunt is, Nancy Pelosi, she was Speaker of the House for most of his time as governor, so he felt he was untouchable. That has changed, drastically changed. Ain't no motherfucker untouchable. Now, I'm not saying we go out and we kill the motherfucker, because that's illegal to say. But what I'm saying is if we, as a nation, are to heal from the divide that the Democrats have put us through with COVID and then everything else that they threw at us over the 4 years of Biden, the first thing we have to do is find common ground to come together on. And I think heroin, meth, and fentanyl, everybody can agree that's some bad shit. And I hope and pray that we can all come together to get that off the streets. Not only off the streets, out of our country, out of our fucking lives. We don't need that shit. People want to get high, they're going to get high. I mean, it's like gambling, it's like alcohol. If people want to do it, they're going to fucking do it. Alright, I'm not trying to tell anybody here or anybody all over the world how to fucking live. What I am trying to do is tell everybody, hey, we got a fucking problem. Now, I got a way to fix it. And it's a hardcore fucking way to fix it. I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. And it's gonna mean a lot of pain for people. But if we start cracking down and giving out severe sentences and stopping the fucking pipeline and arrest the crooked cops that are fucking on the pad looking the other way, we can do something. Now, I know the cartels have gotten big and it's billions of dollars that they're making off of it. And I know they're probably going to want to retaliate. To them, I will say this. Our president has designated you a foreign terrorist organization. That means you fuck with us and we can bring down the weight of our military on you. And we won't even have to use the whole military. Nope, we'll just use some boys from JSOC or Delta or the pussies from fucking SEAL teams. You won't be able to survive it. Hell, we could just use our Rangers and you boys wouldn't survive it. Use our Green Berets, you wouldn't survive it. So don't get into a fucking war with us. And if you cartel members want to come at me, I'm down. I'm down like a clown Charlie Brown all over any motherfucking town. Because you gotta get your shit the fuck off our streets. It's killing families. It's killing people. How would you feel if your fucking people were getting killed by something that was coming in from another country? Let's say your mother was hooked on something. Let's say she was hooked on acid. Couldn't go a minute without tripping her balls off. You wouldn't like it. Well, in San Francisco, there are now more addicts in San Francisco and Seattle than any other place in the world. That's pretty fucked up. Maybe not combined, but each individual city, yeah, I think they get the most right now. Even if they don't, I know it's close. So here's the deal. You can stop fucking pushing that shit. You can stop bringing that shit. Well, I will personally make it my last mission to get the president, the president's attention. In which case it's Trump. So I believe I'll be able to get it pretty quick. And I'll get him to appoint me the director, or at least get me in to the right agency, or at least give me carte blanche to do whatever the fuck I want. And then I'll go and I'll start my own private war. Some people, war is a burden, is a hardship. But to others, war is home. Let me ask you this: what part do you think I fall under? I've been fighting my entire life. I love it. I'm 50 years old. I love to fight. I love to hurt people. And I'm good at it. Now, we need, as a nation, we need to come together. Get people in office who want to clean up our streets on a city level, a town level, a county, a state, and a nation level. I'm all for the Second Amendment and the Constitution. And I'm all for protecting my country and my countrymen. If that means I gotta take the hit and die, I'll do it. If that means I gotta kill other motherfuckers, I'll do it. You see, I don't care about my life. I got no one that'll warn me. No one that'll fucking be upset when I'm gone. I got no one. That means I got nothing. I got nothing to lose. Who knows? If it works out right and I live, maybe I'll have someone to fucking be proud of me. But we as a nation need to come the fucking together against the cartels, against the fucking drug dealers, against the fucking pedophiles. You see, I hate cops. I'm not about ratting on anybody. But pedophiles aren't human. And honestly, if you want to sell drugs, you're not human either. Because you want to profit off of other people's misery. You, therefore, in my eyes, are nothing but a parasite. And like all parasites, you need to be flushed from the body so that the body can live. You're a parasite who kills the body. You don't try to live in harmony with the body, you kill the body. You don't care. Well, I think it's about time that we come together as a nation, as one people, and we do what we do best. You see, after the Second World War, no one fucked with us. We had to go looking for a fight. And in Korea, because of politicians, we got a standstill. And now, because of the politicians wanting to kiss NATO's ass and everything, we got a loss. But when American soldiers are allowed to do what American soldiers were trained to do, we don't lose. We kill. We win. See World War One, World War Two, the first Gulf War, Grenada, hell, the Cold War, the Civil War. We've only had fucking 2 losses in our history. 2. And I consider Korea a loss. Now, thanks to Biden, we got 3. Afghanistan. But again, had our boys been able to go in there and do what the fuck we were trained to do, we wouldn't have lost. You see, our military's gotten weak. I'll grant you that. But I firmly believe when you get a bunch of motherfuckers who are fighting for their home, their families, like they were in World War II, ain't nothing on this planet gonna stop them from achieving their goal. And I think stopping the drugs from flooding our streets, killing our citizens, killing our family members, is a worthy cause. Now, I'm not saying that we can't have weed because, well, truth be told, I smoke weed. It is what it is. Shit. Here we go. That one might be dead. There we go. Ooh, ah. See, weed is natural. You can't cut it with any goddamn thing. Weed is natural. And I like natural. Ooh, ah. I like natural. But heroin ain't natural. Heroin's processed opium. Just like cocaine is processed coca leaves. With meth, right? Meth don't occur naturally in the fucking environment. That's all man-made shit. But the processed shit can be cut with harmful shit. Used to only be cut with baby laxatives. Worst that's going to do is maybe give you the shits. But nowadays, fentanyl, that's killing motherfuckers. The shit that can fit on the head of a needle. The amount of fentanyl that can fit on that head, right there, that head is enough to kill fucking hundreds of people. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a mighty small area to be able to kill hundreds of people. If you ask me, by the cartels dealing in that shit, and the Mexican government allowing them, and in some cases helping them, I believe, that is a declaration of war against a sovereign nation. Now, that being said, it is what it is. But I say we come together as Americans, yellow, white, black, brown, Asian, Indian, Native American, orange with yellow polka dot aliens, fucking lizard people, whatever. If you were born here, you're an American. And I believe that we should come together as Americans to resolve this issue. Let's get Governor Gavin Newsom, or as I like to call him, don't know shit, dumb nuts, fucking dumbass motherfucker, out of office. Get the communist son bitch out of office, because that's what he is. Let's get him the fuck out of office. Make sure Nancy Pelosi doesn't get into office. Vote in an independent motherfucker who's never done any politics a day in his life, but decides, you know what, the world's fucked up enough, I need to do something, and get him into office. Same with out here in New York, we need to get rid of Hochul. And get someone like, well, shit, like of a better example, me in office. Because, we need people who are going to fight for our nation. We need people who are going to fight tooth and nail, be it in the halls of Congress, be it in the halls of the Senate, be it where the fuck ever. They're going to use their words and try diplomacy, and if that don't work, then they use violence. Me, when I was a kid, forget about it. I went straight to the violence. I fucking skipped over the diplomacy. I went straight to fucking violence. Didn't always solve my issues. In fact, it created a lot more than it solved, if I'm being honest. But I think it's time that we as Americans put our fucking foot down and said enough is enough. We've been nice. And you've taken our kindness as a weakness. We've been polite. And you've taken our manners as a weakness. We have been tolerant, and you've taken it for a weakness. We have been restraint, and you have taken our restraint and said it was a weakness. Now, I want to put this into words that everybody can understand. There used to be a saying, behind every blade of grass in America, there is a gun. The new saying is, behind every blade of grass in America, there are 3 guns. Now, that being said, we've got the manpower and we've got the firepower. And I believe we have the resolve, as long as we are allowed to do our duties as men, women, patriots. I believe if we're allowed to do our duty, honor the oaths that we took, that we have the resolve to handle this problem. I know there are Americans in Mexico, veterans, and they can handle themselves. But this is a call to come together as a nation. And let's stop allowing the fucking poison to flow into our country, our cities, our towns, our hamlets, and our homes. Once again, Brother Allen Hensley, running for every office that I can, and I approve very much this message.